Hi everyone, this is Lindsay with Yoga Bliss, and today we're going to do just a short little sequence for tight hips and tight lower back and strengthening a little bit as well. So I hope that you enjoy and I hope you join me. So let's begin today just in a comfortable seated position and just rest the hands on the knees and just relax the shoulders. So drop the shoulders down. If you notice that maybe you have a little bit of tension in the neck and the shoulders, maybe inhale, bring the shoulders up towards the ears intentionally, and then exhale, drop the shoulders down. And then gently close the eyes and bring the attention for just a moment to the breath. And just start to lengthen the inhale and the exhale. And as you do this, just start to slow the body down, start to slow the mind, bringing your awareness to the breath flowing in and out. On the inhale, inflating the belly like a balloon, drawing the breath into the bottom of the rib cage. Slowly exhale. If you're not sure, you can always place one hand on your belly and feel that belly expand on the inhale. And then when you're ready, we'll bring the arms down. Inhale the arms out and up. Reaching up through the crown of the head, reaching up through the fingertips. Exhale, lower the hands down. Inhale. And exhale, lower the hands down. This time we'll inhale, bring the hands up overhead. And as we exhale, we're just going to lean to one side, really reaching more up than down towards the floor. So reaching up and out, creating more space in the side body, and then bringing your awareness to the inside. And just making sure that we're not collapsing down on that we're creating a little more space there as well. Inhale, both hands back up. Exhale, opposite side. Again, really reaching through the fingertips, through the crown of the head. Continue to breathe. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. And exhale here. Inhale back up to center. And exhale the arms down. This time inhale up. And we'll bring the right hand to the outside of the left knee. Just into a little gentle twist here. Inhale the arms back up. And we'll do the opposite side. So left hand to right knee and just gently looking over the back shoulder. If that's too much, then just looking sideways. Inhale back up. And exhale the arms down. And then bring the hands to the knees and then drop the right ear just towards the left shoulder, towards the right shoulder. Just being mindful of the shoulders, that the shoulders aren't coming up towards the ears, that the shoulders stay down in the ear, just drops down towards the shoulder. Back to center. Exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. And just try to relax here so we're not holding any tension in the neck and the shoulders. And back up to center. And then we're going to come into tabletop. So we'll swing the legs around. Coming up into tabletop with the hands below the shoulders, fingers spread wide, and the middle finger is going to point forward. And then the knees are going to be directly under the hips and about hip width apart. So inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to draw the belly into the small of the back first, and then drop the head and the tailbone down. And then as you inhale, Lift through the crown of the head and up through the tailbone, letting the belly sink down. Exhale, belly into the small of the back, releasing the crown of the head and the tailbone. Inhale, letting that belly really dip down, reaching up through the crown of the head, up through the tailbone. Exhale. One more time in each direction. Inhale. And exhale. And then from here, just press the hips back into child's pose. So it doesn't matter, don't worry about how far the hips press back towards the heels. Just make this work for you. Just feel the stretch and then walk the fingers forward. So you feel a little bit of a stretch in the chest and on the outside of the armpits. You can rest the forehead down onto the mat. I'm going to keep my forehead up just because if not, I'm going to have a mouthful of microphone. And just gently close the eyes here, knowing this is your resting pose. If at any point you ever need to take a break, just come into child's pose right here. Taking one more full breath here. Inhale and exhale. And then gently come back up. From tabletop, we'll tuck the toes and lift the hips into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So since this is our first down dog, just take this nice and easy. The knees can stay bent. You don't have to have the legs fully extended. The knees can stay bent here. And then just work on lifting the hips a little bit higher, pressing the chest back towards the thighs. And then shake the head no, nod the head yes, making sure we're not holding any tension in the neck here. Taking a couple more deep breaths. If you'd like, you can bend one knee at a time. Just making sure these are nice, slow inhales and exhales. And then we're going to bend the knees and straighten the legs depending on how much energy you want to use. The deeper the bend, the more energy, the more difficult this is going to be. So if we're just starting out, maybe just a little bend and then straighten. If you want to challenge yourself more, deeper bend and straighten. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Lengthen through the backs of the legs. Inhale, exhale. Drop the heels. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Couple more here. So the hamstrings should start to be opening a little bit more here. Couple more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Last time. Resting back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And then go ahead and walk the feet up towards the hands. Bend the knees when you need to. Don't feel like the legs have to stay straight here. They can bend, deep, deep bend. And forward fold. Uttanasana here. Again, don't worry if the knees aren't straight. Keep the knees bent here. Round the back. And just hang for a moment. You can cross the arms at the elbows, allowing the head to just dangle down towards the ground. and just hang. If you need to, shake the head no, nod the head yes. And just let gravity start to draw that head and the arms and shoulders down towards the ground. Release the hands, slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Coming up into your Tadasana. So bring the hands to heart center. And just take a moment in Tadasana mountain pose. And just close the eyes. And just feel balanced on the feet. Maybe rock front to back a couple times. Maybe side to side a couple times. And then from here, we're going to keep the hands at heart center today. Inhale, and as you exhale, step back with the left foot, staying on the ball of the back leg. So we're not going to plant the foot and keep that foot down. We're just going to keep it lifted today. And then this front knee, we want this front knee directly over the ankle. So maybe for you, this is a deep enough bend. If you would like to, and if you're ready, maybe you wiggle the toes out and take this into a little bit of a deeper bend. Keeping lifted through the crown of the head, shoulders over the hips, spine is long, and then lift up through the belly. So we're not dropping that belly down. We're lifting up through that belly, getting a deep stretch in the hip flexor of the left leg. Inhale, exhale, bring one hand on either side of the front foot. Drop the back knee down. And then coming to rest on the top of the back foot. Inhale the arms up here. Sink the hips just a little bit more, deepening that stretch in the hip flexor. Exhale, one hand on either side of the front foot. Draw the front foot back to tabletop. Exhale, press back, child pose. And again, feel free to rest that forehead on the mat if you would like to. Inhale, exhale here. Inhale back to tabletop. Tuck the toes, press back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And take a couple of deep breaths here. Fingers point forward, middle finger points forward, fingers spread wide. And just allow that chest to start to move back towards the thighs. Inhale, and as you exhale, start to walk the feet forward again. Deep bend in the knees when you need to. Exhale, forward fold Uttanasana. The knees can stay bent. Eventually, probably not as bent, but that's later. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Coming up into your Tadasana, mountain pose, hands at heart center, reaching up through the crown of the head. Inhale. As you exhale, we're going to step back with the right foot this time. Right foot steps back into your lunge here. So watch that the shoulders are on top of the hips, and we're inviting this back hip around, and the front hip draws back, so we're not opening the hips here. Imagine they're headlights. The headlights are pointing forward. We always want our headlights pointing forward. Keeping the hands at heart center here, lift up through the belly. Staying on the ball of the back foot. Again, if that's too much, come out of that bend just a little bit. If you want to challenge yourself more, go deeper. Just make sure that this knee stays on top of the ankle and not the toes. Inhale and exhale here. Inhale and exhale. One hand on either side of the front foot. Drop the back knee. And then untuck the toes so we're resting on the top of the back foot. Inhale the arms up overhead. Sink just a little bit deeper into that stretch, into the hip flexor stretch right there on the right side. Inhale, exhale, one hand on either side of the front foot. Draw the front foot back. Exhale, press back, child's pose one more time. Close the eyes, slow the breath. Inhale, come up into tabletop. And then as we exhale, we're just going to rock forward, come all the way down onto the belly, elbows stay close to the body. And then bring the hands back. Palms are going to face inside towards the body. And on your next inhale, we're going to inhale and lift up. Reaching up through the crown of the head, more so reaching up and forward a little bit versus up. We want to watch that spine, making sure not to stress that spine too much and the neck too much. So the chin's going to stay slightly tucked. Feet are going to lift off the ground together. Hands, imagine the hands staying close to the body, coming together eventually. Keep reaching up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. And we'll do that one more time in Salabhasana. On your next inhale, inhale, lift. Again, the chin stays slightly tucked. Hands, lift. Continue to breathe. Inhale and exhale. Try to keep the shoulders down and away from the ears so we're not scrunched up here. We want a nice long neck. One more full breath. Inhale and exhale. All the way lower down. You can rest your forehead or one cheek on the mat. And then from here, come up and just come to a comfortable seated position here. And then from here, we're going to bring the feet, the soles of the feet together and just allow the knees to fall open. If you find that as the feet get closer to the body, you start to round and hunch forward and the shoulders come forward and the chest caves in, draw the feet away from the body, maybe even place a blanket under you so you can sit on that to lengthen the spine and get the shoulders over the hips. And just allow the knees to fall open here in supine Baddha, I'm sorry, not supine Baddha Konasana. We're not laying down yet. In Baddha Konasana. Inhale, exhale, inhale. If you would like to, this is just an option, you can just start to round the back and come forward. Just until your body says that's enough. So we want to always be finding our edge and then taking a small step back. So your yoga practice isn't going to look like my yoga practice. My yoga practice doesn't look like anybody else's. It's all yours. We're all working within the limitations of our body. And we're all expanding those limitations every time we get on the mat and every time we practice yoga. We're expanding those limitations. We're expanding what the body and mind can do. And let's take one more full breath here. Inhale. Exhale completely. You can really round and drop the crown of the head down if you'd like. And then slowly come up. And then we're going to bring the legs out. Extend the legs out into Dandasana. So Dandasana, staff pose. We're going to draw the toes up towards the knee. We're going to firm the legs. Draw the belly button into the small of the back. Lift up through the crown of the head. So this should be a pretty active pose. We don't want this to be passive and floppy. We want to stay lifted. Press through the feet. Inhale here. We're going to, if you're working on keeping the shoulders over the hips here and the legs extended, by the way, if you need to modify this, bend the knees a little bit. Always, always, always modify. If you're working on getting the legs down, you're working on this, and you can feel the stretch in the hamstrings, then stay here. If you want to take this further, on your next exhale, just start to walk the hands down towards the feet. I didn't say you got to touch the feet. Don't worry about touching the feet. If that doesn't work for you, that's fine. Just walk the hands down towards the feet. Keep the toes drawing back towards the knees. Inhale and exhale. And just take this as far as you would like. If the hands do reach the feet, you can always place the hands on the outside of the feet, or take the first two fingers, reach around, holding onto the big toes, and then start to draw the elbows out and away from the center of the body. One more full breath here. Inhale and exhale. And again, don't worry about how far you go, just as long as you feel the stretch. And then come up. And then from here, we're going to walk the hips forward. So you've got a few options here. So we're going to end up on our backs. You have a few options. The easiest option, if you're working on strength, 3 fingers behind the knees. Inhale and exhale. Just roll down one vertebrae at a time. If you'd like to make this a little bit more challenging, the hands can come up and forward. Same thing, we want to watch the shoulders and the chest so we're not rounding and collapsing in. We want to keep the chest broad, shoulders open, chest open, lengthening through the spine and the crown of the head. Inhale here, exhale, slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. And then hug the knees into the chest. Both knees into the chest. And then if you would like to, you can gently rock side to side just a bit. And the next time that the knees fall towards the right, allow the knees to fall all the way to the right. Extend the arms out, palms down, and then look in the opposite direction of the knees. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you feel a slight stretch in the lower back here. One more full breath here. And feel free to pause this and stay longer. If something's feeling really good, just stay with it. Pause this video for a few minutes, a few more breaths, whatever works for you, and just stay there, breathing into the tight spots and really allowing your exhale to help to lengthen the breath, reduce some of the tension, and then exhale, allow the knees to roll to the left. Again, you can bring the arms out from the shoulders, looking in the opposite direction of the knees, palms down. And just take a couple of deep breaths here. You can always close the eyes if you'd like. One more full breath here. And then bring the knees back to center, hugging the knees into the chest. And when you're ready, you can extend the legs out into your Shavasana. Allow the feet to roll open, the palms to roll up. Gently close the eyes, relaxing all the muscles in the face, the neck, the shoulders, arms, chest, upper back, all the way down through the lower back and the belly, all the muscles around the hips, and the legs down through the feet. And I'm going to walk you through a shorter Shavasana. Please feel free, and I would highly encourage you to pause this. And just staying here a few extra minutes if possible. So allowing the body to feel completely supported, all the muscles in the body completely relaxed. And then allowing the mind to rest and find a state of peace. And as the mind starts to wander, just bring the attention back to your breath, naturally just flowing in and out of the body. In and out. And when you are ready, and only when you're ready, bring your attention back to the breath in your body. And again, I would highly encourage you to pause and just lengthen your Shavasana here. You can start to incorporate small movements, maybe curling the toes, closing the hands, opening the hands, flexing the feet. Maybe even just as simple as touching the fingertip, each fingertip with the thumb. Staying with all of the peace and the calm that you've created. You can bend the knees and roll to one side, making a pillow for your head. Staying here for at least one full breath, hopefully longer. And then gently coming up to a comfortable seated position here. And if your seated position doesn't look like mine, that's great, that's wonderful. Just find a comfortable place. Bring the hands to heart center. We'll end the class today with 3 full breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale completely. Namaste.